Welcome back to Ridezone Bikes, your go-to destination for all things two-wheeled and thrilling. Today, we're diving into a machine that has nostalgia baked into every nut and bolt, yet it's more than just a throwback. It's raw, it's rugged, and it's built for the urban explorer with a taste for offbeat charm. We're talking about the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler, a custom build that breathes new life into Honda's iconic dual-sport legacy from the early 90s. Whether you're a fan of minimalist scrambler aesthetics, a lover of old-school thumpers, or simply looking for a motorcycle with real personality, this build demands attention. So, grab your helmet, and let's take a deep dive into what makes this NX650 Reborn such a head-turner. To understand the soul of the NX650 Retro Scrambler, we've got to rewind a bit. Originally known as the Honda Dominator NX650, this bike was Honda's answer to a lightweight, single-cylinder dual-sport that could handle both the trail and the tarmac with confidence. Its reputation, bulletproof reliability, simple mechanics, and a torquey 644cc engine that just kept chugging. Fast forward to 2025Honda, this reimagined Scrambler takes all that mechanical grit and rewraps it in a retro modern package. The result is a bike that looks custom straight from the workshop, but with Honda's dependable underpinnings. Let's start with the engine, which remains the heart of the build. The NX650 Retro Scrambler retains the original 644cc air-cooled, single-cylinder 4-stroke motor. This big-bore thumper is a joy to ride, punchy, responsive, and full of character. With around 45 horsepower and 53 Nm of torque, it's not built to break speed records, but that's not the point. What you get is a predictable surge of torque across the rev range, ideal for carving up twisty backroads or tackling gravel trails. There's a mechanical honesty to this engine, it's got that old-school rhythm and tactile feedback that modern parallel twins and multis can sometimes lack. Coupled with a 5-speed gearbox, the NX650 doesn't overcomplicate the experience. It's all about the ride, direct, analog, and satisfying. Now, what really sets the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler apart is the design language. This is where the bike goes from merely nostalgic to show-stopping. Gone is the original Dominator's utilitarian bodywork. In its place, minimalist lines, a stripped-down subframe, and the handcrafted aluminum or steel fuel tank, often painted in retro hues like matte olive, brushed silver, or classic Honda red. The seat is typically a flat leather unit, ribbed for comfort and style, giving that unmistakable Scrambler silhouette. High-mounted custom exhaust pipes, often ceramic-coated or stainless, snake up the side of the bike, adding aggressive flair and improving ground clearance for light off-roading. It's a feast for the eyes, a harmony of vintage form and rugged function. Suspension-wise, the NX650 Scrambler usually carries upgraded or rebuilt components. The long travel front forks are typically retained but revalved for better damping. Out back, you'll often find twin piggyback shocks or a single monoshock, depending on the builder's philosophy. Ground clearance is solid, giving the bike that tall, commanding stance Scramblers are known for. It handles urban potholes with ease and soaks up trail imperfections like a proper dual sport should. The ride is firm but forgiving, a perfect balance for both city riding and weekend adventures. When it comes to braking, the Retro NX650 stays true to its dual sport roots but often features upgraded calipers or stainless steel brake lines for added bite. With a single front disc and a rear disc setup, the braking performance is more than sufficient for a bike in this weight class, hovering around 150 to 160 kilograms dry, depending on the build. Add to that a set of dual-purpose tires, often from brands like Pirelli or Continental, and you've got a machine that's as comfortable on the tarmac as it is on fire roads. Another key point is electrical modernization. Most NX650 Scrambler builds ditch the old wiring for a modern wiring harness, often with a multi-gadget controlled unit, LED lighting, a minimalist speedometer, and push-button switches. This not only increases reliability but also enhances the bike's clean aesthetic. The stock bulky headlight is typically replaced with a round LED unit for a vintage look with modern brightness, and turn signals are integrated into the handlebars or frame for a stealthy finish. It's these subtle upgrades that make this build feel high-end, even if it's grounded in 1990s engineering. In terms of riding experience, the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler is pure motorcycling. No ride modes, no traction control, no ride-by-wire. What you get instead is mechanical intimacy, the kind of connection that reminds you why you fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. The upright riding position, mid-set pegs, and wide scrambler bars make for a relaxed but assertive stance, ideal for weaving through traffic or standing on the pegs during light trail riding. Whether you're commuting, hitting the cafe scene, or cruising through the countryside, the NX650 Scrambler is versatile and comfortable, all while dripping with old-school charm. Customization potential is another huge selling point. Because the base bike is mechanically simple and widely available on the used market, parts are easy to find and affordable. Builders and riders alike love the NX650 platform because it's a blank canvas. Want the surfboard rack? Done. Need panniers for weekend camping trips? No problem. The Scrambler ethos invites individuality, and the NX650 embraces that with open arms. Even if you're not a builder yourself, many custom shops offer ready-made kits or turnkey Scrambler conversions based on the NX650 platform. Now, let's talk about price and value. Since the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler is a custom-based build, pricing can vary wildly. If you're sourcing and customizing an NX650 yourself, you might spend $4,000 to $7,000, depending on donor bike condition and the parts you choose. Commissioning a custom Scrambler from a reputable shop, expect to pay anywhere between $8,000 and $14,000, depending on the level of detail and craftsmanship involved. While that might seem steep compared to modern mid-range bikes, what you're getting is essentially a bespoke machine tailored to your taste, with timeless styling and mechanical simplicity. So, what are the unique selling points of the NX650 Retro Scrambler? First off, there's style. This bike turns heads everywhere it goes. Second, mechanical reliability. A Honda's RFVC single-cylinder engine is famously robust and easy to maintain. Third, simplicity. No tech overload, just pure analog fun. And finally, versatility. Whether it's city commuting, light trail riding, or weekend cruising, the NX650 Scrambler adapts. It's a perfect middle ground between form and function, old and new. To sum it up, the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler is more than a motorcycle. It's a statement, a nod to a simpler era, reinterpreted for modern roads. It's for the rider who values individuality, who isn't afraid to get a little dirty, and who craves the visceral joy of a thumping single beneath them. It may not come with smartphone integration or lean-sensitive ABS, but what it does offer is something rare as all. And in a market flooded with high-tech clones, that makes this Scrambler a true standout. If you're considering adding a bike like this to your garage, you're not just buying transport, you're investing in character, craftsmanship, and the kind of ride that makes every trip, short or long, an adventure. That's it for today's deep dive into the 2025 Honda NX650 Retro Scrambler. Let us know in the comments